relate something about an organization which I was fortunate to be part of. That was GE Capital. And you remember 2000, we had some GE senior officials who had come down to India, and all our induction material, everything used to talk about. GE used to be in, guess how many businesses in 2000? 13 businesses. And the statement was, Jackwell's statement, mission statement was that we have to be either number one or number two to stay in that business. So, and imagine at that time it was actually globally the most profitable company and ranked number 1 and 2 for 5 consecutive years. And now today, GE is, guess into how many businesses? It's into 3 businesses. So the company, I think there is no other example like GE who really had mastered the art of execution. And globally, they're still into so many management books, theories, practices, tools, techniques that the whole world utilizes now. Really, the team had mastered execution to perfection. So that's a case of where we are talking about a case where there's a team which was very strong, talented, and really on top of things. And that's the corporate today has finally consolidated and got into 3 businesses. So core competency is relevant. It is really will become much and more critical as the way the world is changing. Why? Because see, the way the data is getting organized for us, the way today you take your buying decision, that is converging. The way today you're buying a mutual fund, and today you're buying a smartphone, the gap is shortening. The way you are consuming information, the way you are searching information, and it's all about getting into buying through references. You ask your friends, hey, how is this smartphone? How is it working for you? Is it working fine? And one yes, you get into that. So the entire media proliferation, the social media, the information, the way it's getting organized, is really making things, the differentiation, stand out. So core competency is very relevant. And now let's talk about some examples, domestic examples. Kingfisher, what happened? Why it didn't work out? Was Kingfisher not the #1 airline for a period of around 18 months to 24 months? Really from bottom, it really moved to 24-25% market share. And it was a #1 airline. So like Deepali was talking about, execution is very key. You just can't think that you have a strong brand and hence you can become a winner or you can play in that segment. I think that's a misnomer. Let's look at some global example. Again, some success stories and some failures. I will not count GE as a failure. It was a smart company, did the right things at the right time. How many of you have last seen the brand Kodak? What happened to Kodak? It was coming among the top 5 brands in the brand studies across the globe for decades, over decades. Why that company lost out that physical prints are obsolete? It's just going to vanish. How the digital economy was moving, why that company was not able to sense. And even some of us have seen even till last year, that company is trying to put kiosk and asking you to print photographs and print t-shirts in various hypermarts and supermarts. Another success story, how diversification and how you can break that box. Google. What was it? It was a search company. But do you know what's the largest driver of revenue for Google now? Why did Google create Android? Just imagine, Google was not a software company. It was not a product company. Google was a search engine. It was a search company. But yes, it had the vision saying that computing is moving into mobile. If I can control the mobile ecosystem and the operating system, I have an advantage. And today, in the last 2 years, Android market share has moved from 16% to 66%. So the whole theory about, so Google was not myopic, while Kodak was definitely very, very myopic. I just do this, I'm just comfortable with this, and hence, I will ignore whatever is happening around me. That's being myopic. And that's possibly caused that. But on the other side, this is the space I'm aware, and this is how the environment is changing, and that's what Google identified possibly. And they really took benefit of that. So that's about staying within your core competency, but not being myopic about the opportunity.